Hey, there we go. Just trying to do some volume control. Music's on like 2%, so let's maybe turn it down here. Yes, we are playing music. I've just turned it down, so hopefully that's good. Yeah, hi. That was loud. Had some massive tech issues the other week while trying to play with this. I'm fairly certain it was more of a hardware issue than anything, but I figured I'm just kind of double checking all the settings and everything to make sure it's all good. Anyway, how are we doing? What's new in the world? I'm going to edit some of these photos. I took these last month and have just been so busy. I haven't really had time nor headspace to edit some photos. But today was pretty cruisy. So I kind of went, hey, why not? And then if I need to die tomorrow, I can die tomorrow. I have just turned on the fan because Queensland weather is being confusing to say the very least. But I'm just readjusting life. So yeah, if anything's weird, yell at me in the chat. Otherwise, let's get started. So pretty much, yeah, these are some quick photos I took. But shoots this year have been far and few between. I just haven't really had the time. And I don't know how to turn off notifications. So yeah. Shoots have been a bit far and few in between. But I'm keen to get back into them. Keen to start shooting again. Life, as of Monday, hopefully, is going to settle down a bit. And once all that's happened, then, yeah, once that's happened, I'll be able to hopefully do some more photos and just have a bit of a sleep. But yeah, let's actually stop me complaining and talk about what I'm doing. So, as if you've followed any of my photography ever, you know I am a absolute sucker for gorgeous black and white photos. And do you know what this is? A gorgeous black and white photo. And we found these cool flower things outside. And we're like, hey, let's try some of these in photos. So we tried some of them in photos. They were kind of like, again, bald person should probably not be the person in charge of putting them in said hair, because I don't really know how to work with hair. But I think it was a cool little element. Like, it was just a little something that added a bit of character to the photos. So I liked that. But like minimal photos make me really appreciate studio photography. I have a love-hate relationship with studio photography. I love it. I love it, but at the same time, kind of cool. I love it, but at the same time, I get so sick of it so quickly. But then I go out and I take something that isn't in a studio and I just go, oh my God, I just want to be in a studio again. So I think Tim just needs to learn to appreciate what he does in studios. And also I feel like it's a lot harder to find. I was listening to non-copyright. I was listening to copyrighted music. So different to what you're listening to. But it was distracting me too much. Yeah, I feel like for studio stuff, it restricts you so much in the fact of, like, a lot of the time you can say, hey friend, you're a model today, I'm going to take some photos. But studio, I feel like you can't really do that as much because like so much you can rely on. Well, no, not rely. I think that's the wrong word. You can get away with so much outside because you can be like, look, the model doesn't really know what they're doing, but look at this pretty sunset in the background. Where stuff like this, if the model doesn't know what they're doing, it becomes very obvious very quickly. So it does kind of restrict you with studio stuff. But at the same time, I love it. I don't think I'm ever going to really get over studio photography. And yeah, I'm hoping I can do it more. Oof, loving all these. It is completely out of focus. Well, good job, Tim. I needed another light to really highlight a face. That is 100% my bad. One of the things I've been telling myself I'm going to get for years, which I'm going to say again. This will be the year. This will be the year that I actually do it. More studio lights. It's bad. I'm like, I can easily be like, yeah, a new camera's going to help me. But lighting, that thing that's actually going to help me, I so often completely neglect. I just get camera envy and just want all the new cameras and all that stuff. But I neglect the thing that's most important. I neglect the thing that's going to help make the biggest difference within my photos and videos. Where I'm relying on a $100 softbox kit that I bought 6 years ago. So I've said it before, but I'm going to say it again. This is going to be my year where I invest into lighting. The thing is, it's not like I need to invest much. Because when I bought my softbox kit, like all those magical years ago, I love this shot. it didn't come with a diffuser. And I never bothered chasing it up because I was stupid and young and a hooligan. So I've never actually had a diffuser for this lighting kit, which like mature Tim now, or somewhat mature Tim now, who understands lighting a bit more than what I once did, is like, maybe I should have followed that up. But hey, live and learn. I will buy myself a studio. Some diffusers this year. These are just kind of mucky, roundy ones. The full shots, full bodies. But like, I'm pretty impressed. Like that I'm being able to get this clean look and get some absolutely incredible, gorgeous photos. Throughout my photography life, with something as simple as 2 softboxes. Like, softboxes are fairly easy to come by. And, you know, you have people who have like these incredible lights, don't get me wrong, like aperture 300Ds and these lights that, you know, I one day will get. But at the same time, I look at this and go, I've done a good job. Like, yes, you can always improve. You can always improve. Let's be real. But like, I look at it and go, you know what? I'm really happy with the work that I've produced so far. So yeah. But still, I've got a few big purchases coming up this week actually. And once I'm recovered from those big purchases, I think it's time to get some more lights. And honestly, to get shooting again. Very quiet start to the year. Work's been crazy and just life in general, but I'm really keen to get behind a camera and just start creating stuff again. I'm working tomorrow morning, but then I'm planning on doing some writing tomorrow arvo, create some more YouTubes, get back on the creative wagon. Kind of fell off at the start of this year. Oof. Oh, I adore this. And I've always like, that is mint. Diffused. I think the only thing I would do is maybe like I do want that light front on that can just add like that clear definition here, like black hair onto the black jacket thing. Like I would just like a bit more detail there. Nothing too crazy, but I just feel like that's what I can improve on. So what happens if we even pull up some shadow there? So even that's good. Like, I just want to be able to tell the difference between hair and jacket, which we can there. just going to start lifting those shadows a bit more. I feel like this is a black and white mood. Just that in general is a mood. I also want to get more colour in the shoots that I do. Because I feel like I've started limiting myself with black and white photography. I adore that. That's really cool. Just going back to Twitch. Just making sure it's working. But yeah, that's a mood. I like that. We tried playing around with the balloons, but honestly, they kept getting caught in the wind. No, not in the wind. We were trying to like do a throw them in the air and celebration and cute and all that stuff. But look, definitely learnt some things. If I did something like that again, I would get a third person there. Because trying to throw balloons, take photos, and do all that stuff at the same time was painful. Like, to say the least, that was a painful experience. Yeah, this is... And can we just appreciate what the negative space will be in this photo? Do another one just to make sure. But, ooh, that negative space, that's magical. I love that negative space. Big time off. Now... my laptop is currently plugged in, so why it's not charging I'm not sure, so I am just watching that battery as well. Yeah, looking good. So here is all our attempts of throwing these balloons. And in hindsight, I know completely what I should have done. But it was like ridiculously hot this day, and neither of us were really thinking. And it, like I said, it was just mucking around taking photos. But we should have stacked them. Which is maybe that's a thing I should do. Maybe I should do a do a shoot purely with the idea of stacking. Because I've never really done a photo stack. I understand it in theory, but I'm assuming it's a lot harder to execute in real life than what it is in theory. But maybe that would be a cool thing to do. Yeah. Yeah, I think I'm going to do that. Don't know what we'll stack, but let's... Okay, packed right now. Let's do a photo stack. Oh, after this, because you got me thinking, I'm going to do some research and find some ideas of what... for like what style of shoot we could do. That mood board. Because like, to cut this stuff out, like obviously if it was in focus, I just realized I was covering my mouth. Obviously if it was in focus, so at the moment, like, she's in focus, but both the balloons aren't. So if that was in focus, that would be a really easy cutout. And then I could layer stuff and just make it cool. Yeah, I'm liking that idea. See, this is why I'm enjoying streaming, because it gets you thinking. It gets those mind cogs turning, and you can come up with ideas and be inspired. And honestly, that's the biggest struggle I've had this year, is because everything has just been so full on. And I do work as a creative, or in the creative industry. Like, it's very demanding going, you need to be creative and you need to be creative now. Like, that whole thing can feel very draining. So the last thing you want to do is go home or on the weekend when you're trying to relax and recharge because you do want to give your best work. The last thing you want to do is what you've been doing for work, and that, you know, researching, mood boarding, doing all that stuff, as well as creating. So yes, I have been ridiculously busy, and there's like, life's just been life, but life will always be life, and there will always be things to do, and, you know, people you need to see and all that stuff. That's the reality of it. But but I just haven't had that mental energy to go and to you know, plan and organize, because organizing shoots can be full on. But even just editing tonight, talking, has made me go, I do miss it. I miss that. Those passion projects like this. Pretty much the whole Tim John Blake brand is purely that. It's a passion project. Where slightly blue. Where this is my creative expression. Because although you do work in a creative industry, and work with some incredible people, and you do make some awesome stuff. Very few times you're actually given free rein. It's always you're always given, you've got clients, pretty much, and the client is not always right. We're going to reinforce that newly discovered truth. The client is not always right, but the client's opinion always matters. So, yes. So yeah, it's a very rare occasion you're given complete free rein and they just go, do whatever you want, have fun. It's always like the meme. It's always, oh, I love it, but can you make my logo bigger, change the color, and do this and do that? And nothing wrong. That's just the reality of it. But it is just but it is something that can get exhausting. So that was a really quick edit. I didn't intend it to be that quick. So what I've concluded is I want another set of lights. Well, I want more lights. Just realised I was checking Google Drive on the stream. I want another set of lights. And what else do I want? I want to do this more. This was fun. I feel inspired now. I feel good. It was an exhausting day. It was a massive week. But right now I'm like, yeah, that was awesome. Let's do it again. Let's go out. Let's shoot. Let's edit. Let's do the stacked photo. I love that idea. So I wanna come up with something a bit unique to stack. But I'm keen to do it. And I still haven't forgotten that I need to do my magazine, my 2020 magazine. Like I said, that was just one of the things where I'm like, I'm so exhausted. I know I need to do it. All the props have arrived for the shoot. I need to do that shoot. I don't see that as a shoot that could get stacked, but I'm definitely going to try and organize one that I can stack and can make it really cool. But we're half hour in and we're kind of done, which feels weird. Feels weird to be that quick. Yeah. Well, technically we're not even half hour in because I think I gave it like a 4-minute buffer coming in. Something like that. Anyway, I'm going to bounce. I'm going to go do some research. I'm going to go do some research. I'm going to export these photos. I'm going to run them through Portraiture just to smooth out the skin a bit, do a few things like that. But then I'm going to do some research and come up with a stack shoot, and then I will hopefully be back here very soon editing a stack shoot with all of you. But until then, have a good day. Have a good time. Hope you've been well. Hope you've been safe. Hope you've kept sane throughout this time. But yeah. I hope you have a good time. I hope you have a good night. I hope you have a good weekend. And I'm really excited. I'm distracted because I'm thinking, and that's a good and bad thing. Yeah, anyway, have a good one. I'm out.